At State CS Employees Federal Credit Union, we're on your team, dedicated to protecting the financial goals of our members and uplifting our community. Because at State CS, together, we thrive.
For more than 30 years, Fisher House Foundation has provided families of wounded, injured, and ill service members and veterans a home away from home at no cost, because a family's love is good medicine. Learn more at fisherhouse.org.
McDonald's is putting value back on the menu. Whether you're craving a Big Mac, McNuggets, or sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddles, make it a meal and save. Your favorite is now your wallet's favorite, too. Extra value meals are back.
Right now, get a $5 sausage McMuffin with egg extra value meal, complete with hash browns and a small premium roast coffee. Price and participation may vary. Promotion pricing may be lower than meal pricing.
Circuit Court on 3 of the counts against him, but the judge in General District Court denied bond on 2 other counts, saying Dong is a flight risk. Outside the court, Dong's attorney argued the legal standard for denying bond to his client was not met, saying, quote, he's not a danger to himself, he's not a danger to the community, it's an accident, he's not a risk of flight. John Matthews on WMAL and WMAL.com.
There's new information about yesterday's crash that killed a 9-year-old boy riding an electric scooter without a helmet.
In the crash involving a minivan and the e-scooter, Fairfax County Police Captain Harold Morris says it was the boy that hit the van.
The 9-year-old who was operating the electric scooter struck the rear of the minivan on the passenger side.
Morris says the driver of the minivan has not been charged in Thursday's crash on that.
Today I was peeking in Flash's chat because he's been talking about Rusty all day. Just wow, you guys that are fucking fans of that shit. So I took a screenshot of what he posted in Flash's chat. All right. There you are, Matt Galligan. There you are. Trump sucks, huh? So you're over here, fucking, I let you have a ranch, put a ranch out, because I knew Matt Galligan, you and Patrick Rowe and Patrick New York and Andy, all you dumb motherfuckers that hung out at Shannon's chat. Patrick New York has a wrench in Captain Spaulding's chat. And there they were, Shannon and fucking Glenda. And, wow, you're a disgusting person. You really are there, Captain Spaulding. That's content.
The project is expected to take 15 days and wrap up before the White Marlin Open. Up next, Traffic Mother.
When a child needs care, whether it's recovery from a life-changing event or managing a lifelong condition.
How about it, Galligan? Why are you posting that in fucking Flash's chat?
Hospitals are also non.
Let's go, Trump sucks. You're one of them.
Children's health care is becoming more urgent and complex.
Nobody sucked JC's ass more than you did, Matt Galligan. You really sucked their fucking ass over there. Her and Shannon and whoever else, VB. You sucked all the women's asses.
McDonald's is putting value back.
Now you're sucking this guy's ass.
Whether you're craving a Big Mac, McNuggets, or
That fucking moron right there.
Make it a meal.
Tom Flash.
Your favorite is now your wallet's favorite too. Extra value meals are back.
Right now, get a $5 sausage McMuffin with egg extra value meal, complete with hash browns and a small.
Welcome to come up here, Patrick, New York.
Promotion pricing may be lower than meal pricing.
I probably won't be calling you no more. Damage has been done.
Whether you're craving a Big
Fucking
Mac,
loser.
McNuggets, or sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddles, make it a meal and save. Your favorite is now your wallet's favorite too. Extra value meals are back.
Right now, get a $5 sausage McMuffin with egg extra value meal, complete with hash browns and a small premium roast coffee. Pricing participation may vary. Promotion pricing may be lower than meal pricing.
Stay connected through the unexpected with Invincible Wi-Fi from Spectrum. Invincible Wi-Fi keeps your home.
Then Matt Galligan wants to come over here and bring Flash and Rusty's business into my chat. You know, if Rusty wants to talk to me, she can come here and she knows it. I don't bother her. She's not bothering me. We might say things. We see each other. Right? You can't. You know, she blocks me, so I don't need to block her.
WMAL traffic.
CB, you're a deadbeat motherfucker. You really are, CB.
Lighten up just a little bit. I don't want to get
Wow.
too excited, though. You're still very slow, headed across a 14th Street bridge all the way up towards 3rd Street Tunnel. Outer loop is still slow from about Eisenhower.
I bought
Avenue
peanuts.
towards the
I put
Wilson
peanuts
Bridge.
out.
Southbound 210.
No, fucking Blue
routed
Jays are
from
going
Monson Hill all
crazy.
the way down through Chapel Hill and Akaki. You're slow going on the northbound side of I-95 and 395. Of course, the inner loop's a mess from the Dulles Toll Road up towards the American Legion Bridge. Slow going on the northbound side of the BW Parkway towards 197. Now for garage door repair.
I was like you guys. I'd go to them other chats when they're live and go in there. And either I'd go in there as me. I control people easy if I wanted to. I ain't like you dumb fucks. What about you, Paul Beach Life? Did you want me to mention your name? All you British fucks? Any of you British fucks dare to come up here tonight? Open invitation to any of you stupid British motherfuckers. Yes, I'm including the Irish and the Scottish in that, because you guys are all from the United Kingdom. We have our own Notre Dame. I don't know if there was an Italian brigade in the Revolutionary War. Christopher Columbus was Italian, no, but that was long before the United States ever became the United States. How about you, Wiggin? How about you and your little friend Kelja? And Charlie, I banned you, by the way. You go hang out with Tiffany and your little friends. Your trolling days are over, Charlie. Go hang out with Sebastian and all them dumb motherfuckers. Yeah. I'm the one with a pile of skulls right now. I got all the skulls.
Hello, America. Mark Levin here. Our number, 877-381-3811, 877-381-3811 on this beautiful Friday. Every day's beautiful if you're alive, isn't it? If you're alive and healthy anyway. Well, that's how I try and look at the world. Not easy all the time, but nonetheless, here we be. You know, as I was thinking before we came on the air here, isn't it odd? Isn't it odd that you have individuals like Trader Tucker Carlson, who, by the way, is a nobody. Now he's a loser, he's a nothing, he's irrelevant, but nonetheless, I want to use him as a foil, who just relentlessly keeps personally and viciously and vilely attacking the president. And of course, he's one of the leading anti-Semites, Jew haters out there as well. One of the leading lovers of fascists like Putin, of Islamic terrorists like the Qataris that fund Islamic terrorism. I have concluded, at least in my personal assessment, my personal opinion, that he's mentally ill. What else explains such a perverse mentality? And yet there are people close to the President of the United States, very close to the President of the United States, who refuse to denounce Trader Tucker Carlson. In fact, some of them still consider him a friend. Is that not weird, Mr. Producer? It's so weird. You've got people in the war room who are still friends with Tucker Carlson. You've got people in high positions who are still friends with Trader Tucker Carlson. You've got blood still friends with Trader Tucker Carlson. What does all that mean? It's so strange. Now, keep something in mind. I'm not talking about somebody who may have a disagreement here and there with the president and politely and civilly and legitimately raise it. It's the nature of free speech, nature of our country. It's the nature of MAGA. I'm talking of people who are personally and viciously attacking Donald Trump, stabbing him in the back, calling him all kinds of names, accusing him of all kinds of conspiracies and so forth. People like Trader Tucker Carlson. So how does one remain close to the president and yet close to Trader Tucker Carlson? I find it bizarre, truly bizarre. And I think at some point, such individuals will be called on the carpet. It can't go on forever. It's just too ludicrous and too obvious, in my humble opinion. You know, again, it's one thing to have a disagreement with the president and politely say so, and understand that the president is one of the greatest presidents of all time, regardless of whether you have a disagreement or not. I feel that way. You feel that way. We've talked about this many times. but again, to try and sabotage the president, to character assassinate the president, to smear the president, to try and undermine the president, badmouth the president, and not once, twice, but constantly. I do not understand how people who are literally close to the president don't call that out. Don't challenge that. I want to move on to this word globalist. Globalist is a word that's thrown around by globalists. Have you noticed that too, Mr. Producer?
Wow.
We have individuals who are constantly cutting business deals with other individuals who are foreigners, some of whom run foreign countries, some of whom report to individuals who run foreign companies, some of whom receive foreign investment, and they call everybody else a globalist. Now, this whole thing about foreign investment and so, it's very strange to me. I don't have any foreign investments, and I don't have any funds where people have foreign investments in my funds. I don't have any foreign money coming to me in any way whatsoever. Nor do I pay money into any foreign entity whatsoever. And yet, for other people, it's routine business. Routine business. And then I find some of these people going around calling other people globalists. Globalists. Globalists?
Wow, this fucking
Seriously?
phone. Wow.
People who have business arrangements and associations and ties to foreign governments, to foreign leaders, to foreign businessmen and foreign businesses, running around telling other people that they're globalists? Seriously? How absurd is that? How crazy is that? Globalist. No. Words have meaning. And being a wordsmith myself, I look at these things, you know. I think about these things. I just find it very odd. Very odd. The establishment, it's another word. You're listening to the radio host that was the first distinguished between the conservative movement and the establishment. And I remember when I did it over 20 years ago, we had some of our friends who were saying things like, what does he mean by establishment? I was taking on Boehner, at one point, Paul Ryan, always Mitch McConnell, that sort of thing. Said the establishment, the Republican establishment. You know, we conservatives have challenged the establishment long before there was a MAGA movement, and many conservatives and Tea Party activists are MAGA now. But we were taking on the establishment when we backed Reagan in the 76 primary and the 80 primary, and of course for the general election. Reagan was taking on the establishment.
Wow.
And we were backing the establishment with various candidates on this program, one after another. The Tea Party was taking on the establishment. Of course, we were all part of the Tea Party, something I'm very, very proud of. We took on the establishment. Ted Cruz establishment, even though some people don't like him, but a lot of people love him. I think he's terrific. As was Donald Trump taking on the establishment. So, if you raise questions about individuals in politics, who are taking rather perverse and odd positions on government involvement in economic activity, if you reject the market system and you're talking like a left-winger or a socialist about wanting government involvement in so many aspects of our society and our lives, how is it that people who raise questions about that are the establishment? Now, people who raise questions about that
are the same people who were in the Tea Party, the same people who were in the Reagan Revolution, the same people who backed Cruz, and the same people who backed Donald Trump. Not the establishment. And so I find people perversely using these words, intentionally, perversely but intentionally, to confound and confuse. To confound and confuse. But you and I, we're not confounded and we're not confused. I've written books, many, on these topics. We've talked about these topics for a quarter of a century, long before some of these individuals were ever in the public arena, were ever making statements in the public arena. We're going to have fun with this as time goes on, lots of fun. We're going to have fun with this, the lead up to the midterm elections and the lead up to the 2028 general election through the primaries. We're going to have a lot of fun with this. We are going to dissect it. We are going to get into it. And we are going to challenge it. Because that's what we do here. That's the great nature of conservative talk radio. There's really only a relative few of us left. But you're listening to me, and I'm very proud of it. We'll be right back.
Mark Levin. News Talk 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
You don't have to overpay for big wireless. Not when Pure Talk comes in with the same service for a tiny fraction of the cost. And now, for the first time ever, Pure Talk, my favorite wireless company, is offering any plan at just $15 a month for your first 3 months. That's unbelievable. There's never been a better time to take Pure Talk for a test drive. It's fast. It's reliable. You're going to love it. Again, any Pure Talk plan, including their unlimited data plans, even their top-tier $65 a month plans, just $15 a month for your first 3 months. That's a savings of up to $150. But I'd switch today because this offer is extremely short-lived. Switch to Pure Talk. Enjoy your first 3 months of talk, text, and data for just $15 a month. Just dial pound 250 and say Mark Levin to be connected to Pure Talk's friendly U.S. customer service team. Again, dial pound 250, say Mark Levin to start saving.
Standard volume on the southbound side of I-95, headed towards 123 northbound end. You're crowded as you make way towards the Mixing Bowl and onto 395. Fairfax County Parkway, slow going southbound towards 123. Outer loop of the Beltway jam-packed from Van Dorn Street over towards the Wilson Bridge. Inner loop still crowded towards the American Legion Bridge. Things are getting a little bit better, slowly but surely. Northbound GW Parkway, same deal. And southbound side of the BW Parkway, different story. Almost definitely dealing with a crash near the Beltway. Dramatic delays back towards 197. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL weather channel forecast.
Tonight, becoming cloudy with lows in the mid-60s. Tomorrow, partly sunny with highs around 80.
McDonald's is putting value back on the menu. Whether you're craving a Big Mac, McNuggets, or sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddles, make it a meal and save. Your favorite is now your wallet's favorite, too. Extra value meals are back.
Right now, get a $5 sausage McMuffin with egg extra value meal, complete with hash browns and a small premium roast coffee. Price of participation may vary. Promotion pricing may be lower than meal pricing.
McDonald's is putting value back on the menu. Whether you're craving a Big Mac, McNuggets, or sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddles, make it a meal and save. Your favorite is now your wallet's favorite, too. Extra value meals are back.
Right now, get a $5 sausage McMuffin with egg extra value meal, complete with hash browns and a small premium roast coffee. Price of participation may vary. Promotion pricing may be lower than meal pricing.
Feel the heat and grab the cash at Mohawk Casino. Play the $60,000 summer cash giveaway, where you've got a chance to win big cash prizes. Earn entries July 1st through August 22nd. Then mark your calendars to be here for the grand prize drawings on July 25th and August 22nd, when we're handing out cash prizes each night, ranging from $250 to the grand prize of $10,000 cash. Only at Akwesasne Mohawk Casino Resort, your everyday escape.
McDonald's is putting value back on the menu. Whether you're craving a Big Mac, McNuggets, or sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddles, make it a meal and save. Your favorite is now your wallet's favorite, too. Extra value meals are back.
Right now, get a $5 sausage McMuffin with egg extra value meal, complete with hash browns and a small premium roast coffee. Price of participation may vary. Promotion pricing may be lower than meal pricing.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/term. That's ethos.com/term. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
For nearly 3,000 years, Homer's The Odyssey has inspired readers with timeless lessons about courage, duty, loyalty, family, leadership, and the search for home. Odysseus battles cyclopses, sirens, storms, and temptation itself, pride, comfort, and despair. These challenges still resonate today. That's why Hillsdale College created its new free online course, The Odyssey, taught by Hillsdale College professors. It explores the great books and enduring ideas at the heart of Western civilization. Enroll free today at levinforhillsdale.com. Read the classics, study the West. Start now.
WMAL, making sense of the news. Live from the Home Paramount Pest Control Studios. Home Paramount, the leader in pest control since 1939.
You know, ladies and gentlemen, during the course of several years, I've come to realize that there are political movements that think that they have invented or can invent new ideas. And I'm here to tell you there are no new ideas. I'm not talking about inventions and business, and yeah, there's new ideas in that respect, of course. I'm talking about fundamentally principles, values, and belief systems. You know, it's a funny thing. The American Revolution was not about new ideas. That idea is as old as Judaism and Christianity. Ideas as old as the Enlightenment. It's about the application, implementation, execution of these beliefs, values, and principles. If by that we mean new ideas, that's fine. But that's not what they meant. So when we have people who come into politics, many newly come into politics, relatively so, and they claim some great new ideas. You know, government needs to intervene on behalf of the common good. It's not a new idea. It's an old idea. In fact, human history is filled with governments of one form or another interfering with private life and individuals and so forth and so on. Always, at least in democracies, there's something akin to it, said to be on behalf of the people. Isn't that part of the problem we have with the Democrats and the left? If you look at your Constitution and the way it's written and the way it's conceived, it's not about the idea that government needs to interfere for the people. It's about we need a government that in fact reflects the will of the people and protects the civil society. That's what it's about. Anybody can write a document about government interfering with this side or the other for the people. There's nothing new about it. It's as old as government. It's as old as mankind. The idea that these masterminds know so much that they can deliver for the people. I always find this interesting. I'll tell you what I mean. When gas prices go up, or electricity prices go up, energy costs go up, it's typically because of government. The lack of drilling, the lack of infrastructure, the government blocking drilling, the government not allowing the kind of infrastructure the private sector wants to build, whether it's pipelines or whether it's electrical, wires and so forth and so on. And so the government creates the issue, creates the problem, creates the shortages and the increase in prices. But then only the government can fix it. You see, at least that's what they say. We've had experiments recently in Chile about 20, 30 years ago, in Argentina today, under a great president there, where they understood, and Chile, of course, has been now taken over by the socialists again, but they understood that capitalism works. Capitalism is nothing but voluntary commerce. Less tax, less regulations, less government. Less government. The notion that less government or a freer government needs to be more intrusive, needs to be more coercive so that people can succeed is nonsense. It's simply nonsense. The problem with masterminds making this decision applies whether they're making it in small ways or large ways. Plus, you create a precedent where politicians who get elected to office now think that they're smarter than everybody else, they're more capable than everybody else, even though many of them haven't done a damn thing. And now we conservatives have created a precedent for the left to interfere even more. I'm not saying I support anarchy or radical libertarianism. That's not what the Constitution provides. That's not what federalism provides. We have local, state, and federal governments. But there is, as Alexis de Tocqueville pointed out, as James Madison repeated, there is a circle of liberty around the individual, the sovereign individual, that is not to be molested. It is not to be pierced. I'll be right back.
Your medication for enlarged prostate is working. That's what you tell yourself. You're up 3 times a night instead of 5. The urgency is manageable. The stream's not great, but it's fine. That's the problem. Fine. Enlarged prostate, or BPH, doesn't pause because the medication takes the edge off. The prostate keeps growing. The bladder keeps working harder. And over time, those changes can be harder to reverse. But surgery? Not for you, right? Aquablation is not the surgery you're picturing. It's the only ultrasound-guided, robotic-assisted therapy for enlarged prostate. Don't wait until things become unbearable. Find an Aquablation urologist near you. Visit aquablation.com. Aquablation.com. That's aquablation.com. Visit aquablation.com. All surgical treatments carry risks, and results may vary. Side effects may include, but are not limited to, urinary symptoms, mild pain, infection, or less frequently, urethral or rectal injury, or ejaculatory dysfunction. Aquablation therapy may not be right for everyone. Talk to your urologist to learn more.
WMAL-FM, Woodbridge, Washington, a Cumulus media station. Making sense of the news. News Talk 105.9. News now.
WMAL News at 6:30. I'm Heather Curtis. Breaking this hour, the U.S. military says it fired on another merchant vessel trying to breach a blockade of Iranian ports. Central Command says American forces disabled the ship in the Gulf of Oman after it attempted to run the blockade at least 4 times. Central Command stresses the military fired into the ship's engine room only after the ship's crew ignored multiple warnings. It's the second commercial ship to be disabled since the military reimposed the blockade. Meanwhile, President Trump says he's not feeling pressure to settle the war ahead of the midterm elections. He says he won't let rising gas prices and inflation sway his decision on the war in Iran.
I'm not in a hurry. We have to do it right. Elections take care of themselves.
He says he'll see what comes of the talks happening now between the two countries. Traffic and weather next.
Here's the truth most CPAs won't tell you. Filing your taxes is not the same as planning your taxes, and that mistake is costing you a fortune. If you're a successful business owner or high-income earner, you could be overpaying the IRS by tens of thousands every year. Money gone. Money you'll never get back. Discover your real income tax risk. Visit taxessaved.com for your complimentary tax saving review. Taxessaved.com. Keep more, live more, leave more.
McDonald's is putting value back on the menu. Whether you're craving a Big Mac, McNuggets, or sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddles, make it a meal and save. Your favorite is now your wallet's favorite, too. Extra value meals are back.
Right now, get a $5 sausage McMuffin with egg extra value meal, complete with hash browns and a small premium roast coffee. Pricing participation may vary. Promotion pricing may be lower than meal pricing.
McDonald's is putting value back on the menu. Whether you're craving a Big Mac, McNuggets, or sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddles, make it a meal and save. Your favorite is now your wallet's favorite, too. Extra value meals are back.
Right now, get a $5 sausage McMuffin with egg extra value meal, complete with hash browns and a small premium roast coffee. Pricing participation may vary. Promotion pricing may be lower than meal pricing.
Dollar Tree is celebrating its 40th anniversary with limited time $1 deals while supplies last. Join the party and hurry in to grab thrilling finds for $1 at Dollar Tree stores today. Offers valid for a limited time on select items originally priced at $1.75 and $1.50. Selection varies by store.
Looking for great food, great views, and a great time? Come check out DJ's at the Park, a bar and restaurant located right inside Thompson Park Golf Course. And just to be clear, DJ's at the Park is open to everyone. Have to be a golfer to enjoy delicious food, refreshing drinks, and one of the best views in the park. It's the perfect stop for golfers, park goers, and families. With the pool, splash pad, and playground all right here, it makes it an easy choice for everyone. DJ's at the Park. It's the place to be with special events all season long.
For the past decade, the market has rewarded investors. The question is, what are you doing with those gains? If you've watched your portfolio climb, now's the time to explore ways to lock in a portion of your success with a long-term income-producing plan. My recommendation? Call the Aaron's team. Ask about the 30+9 savings plan with its 30% deposit match and 9.5% annual interest guarantee for 12 years. Your retirement income must keep pace with inflation, and the 30+9 plan can, with its increasing income feature. Don't wait for volatility to force your next move. Take action while you're ahead. To get your free illustration and brochure, call or text the Aaron's Team hotline at 888-411-4130. That's 888-411-4130. You can call or text to 888-411-4130.
WMAL, making sense of party politics, because somebody's got to hold their feet to the fire. Download the WMAL app to stream us for free.
Mark Levin, the research arm of conservative media. Call in now, 877-381-3811.
I look forward. I'm excited, motivated to engage in a debate over conservatism versus whatever else some of these people come up with. National conservatism, nationalism, populism. Let's do it. Let's have this debate, because we're going to have it. And I'm excited about it. We're going to engage here. And then you and I will determine who nominees will be and who it is that we will support and so forth and so on. The idea that we need more centralized government is crazy. In fact, the government has its hand full to begin with, doesn't it? With all the fraud that's taking place, the GAO came out recently with hundreds of billions of dollars in fraud. We know Musk and Doge came up with evidence of hundreds of billions of dollars in fraud. Exactly what is it that the government can do for us rather than to us? How many more experiments do we need in one form or another? Why is it that one generation after another thinks that they can reinvent the wheel when they can't? How about just doing what you need to do to ensure a safe, prosperous, and free society? They always treat these people, you and me, Mr. and Mrs. America, the American people, as if they're doing us a favor. is if they can do for us what we can't do for ourselves. We're not liberals. We're not on the dole. That's not what we believe. That's not what we believe. If the government would get out of the way, the price of gasoline would be much less. The price of electricity would be much less. And I'm talking about government at the federal and state and local level. Just think about it. You know, there is an example of this. It's called Florida. People are moving into Florida in waves. The population here has exploded. It's now much larger than New York. They have 2.5 million more people than New York, Mr. Producer. And their budget's half the size of New York's budget. Think about that. And New York City's budget is about the same as the entire state of Florida. And yet, what are we missing in Florida? Nothing. People seem happier in Florida than they do in New York. They're safer in Florida than they are in New York. And it's not because of the physical location. It's because of who runs what state. And let me tell you something. We're going to miss it when DeSantis isn't the governor anymore. I'm not putting down anybody. I'm just making the point that this man has been exceptional. Which is why some of the big government Republicans don't like him and don't want him. He also is Mr. Clean. There's no corruption. There's no ties to foreign governments and foreign investments. Nobody made DeSantis. The billionaire took him under his wing. You understand what I'm saying? And look, we had a good governor before DeSantis, Rick Scott. I'm a big fan of Rick Scott. He's a great governor, too. DeSantis, though, has rewritten the book completely, as far as I'm concerned. Again, not a put down of anybody, just a recognition of DeSantis. There's simply no question about it. Even the president has moved his residence officially to Florida, as have most of the members of his family. Why? Because it's the best run state in the country. That's why. Again, I'm not putting down other governors who may be doing a superb job. I'm just telling you the truth. And why is it that retired cops are moving to Florida? Why is it that large numbers of the Jewish community are moving out of New York and they're moving into Florida? It's called freedom. Freedom. We don't need to theorize about it. We don't need to even philosophize about it. It's here right now. You know, the great thing about Florida, you can go to bed at night, not worry that the government's going to do something to you, not look over your shoulder and so forth, and worry, what are they going to do next? What are they going to do next? You got to worry about that in New York City and in New York. You have to worry about that in California. You have to worry about it, really, in many places all over the country. You don't have to worry about that here. You just don't. That's why Rush moved here. That's why Hannity moved here. That's why I moved here. That's why Bongino moved here. And I'm sure there's many others. I just can't remember them all. And we all lived in other states. And all became residents of Florida. Yes, obviously, because they don't have a state income tax, but much more than that. It's the entire environment here. The entire environment here. It's just different. It's so pro-American, so pro-capitalism. So rather than go on and talk about we need more government intervention, wise intervention, of course, don't you know? Smart intervention, don't you know? People keep thinking that they can invent a new philosophy. They're not inventing a new philosophy. They're regurgitating an old one, and they're trying to put a happy face on it. There are plenty of states in this country, plenty of localities in this country. If you want government intervention, you have it up the wazoo. Enjoy, if that's what you want to do. If that's what you want to do. But if you think, as a Republican running for the House or the Senate or even president, that some kind of a quasi-socialist agenda, some kind of a quasi-interventionist centralization mindset is going to win the day, I think you're dead wrong. I think you're dead wrong. That's just not going to happen. You may win the Republican primary, you're not going to win the presidency. It's just not going to happen, in my view. Several years ago, I was calling Bernie Sanders and AOC Marxists. Marxists. This is when everybody on TV and radio were afraid to use the word. They were using progressive. And then they started to use the word socialist. Misapplied it, but nonetheless, I said, no. They're Marxists. Marxists. Then I wrote a book called American Marxism, which only sold about 1.4 million copies, the biggest book of the year, nonfiction. And of course, all my books, the biggest conservative books, really in a generation. That's thanks to you. American Marxism. And so now people are more willing to use the word Marxism, communism, totalitarianism when it comes to the left, the Democrat Party. And now these true Reds, these real communists. I can remember AOC was offended by me, but she was afraid to call me out by name. She will never come on the show. None of these people do. You know, we have podcasters desperately trying to get on the show. I have no interest in them. None. And I'm asked constantly to go on other shows. I don't. Here and there, but not much. So AOC was offended. She said, yeah, I'm being called a communist or a Marxist out there. I said, yes, you are, because you are. Well, here she is on Capitol Hill yesterday, and she was confronted. Cut one, go.
When your platform has also getting rid of the Supreme Court and getting rid of the presidency and restructuring
They're
the government.
having a party, aren't they? They're having a blast. They're having a good time.
What do you think about the Supreme Court reform?
Sorry.
One of your colleagues tells me the ESA is a communist organization. What do you make of that? How those words are used interchangeably?
I just don't care. I think these folks call everyone they don't like a communist. I think that America is a free country. You know, they're out here palling around with whoever they want to pal around with. So what? Like, people can do what they want. I'm not here to be the belief police around here.
Now that's interesting. That's like incoherent. That's a complete disconnect. She's never responding, is she, Rich? We know people can do whatever they want. They can pal around with whatever they want. And this is going to be her problem if she seeks higher office. Not in New York. I'm talking about if she seeks the presidency. She's going to have to distance herself from these communists. They're self-identified communists. Self-identified communists. Some of them are self-identified Islamists. Now, the idea that Hassan Puker, a.k.a. Piker, just endorsed her for president in 2028, this is the baggage she's going to have to carry around. Because as more people learn who Hassan Puker is, because the vast majority of the American people have no idea who I'm talking about, they will soon learn that this is the kind of person who endorses AOC. But AOC is not much different. She doesn't go out there and talk about how she loves Mao, who was the greatest human being ever to walk the face of the earth, that sort of thing. But she comes out of this whole Marxist milieu. Absolutely 100%. And she's not going to be able to hide from it. The media will try and help her. They're going to try and mainstream this extremism and radicalism. They're going to try and dumb it down. And they're going to try and turn on you and me, certainly me, and talk about how we're misapplying names and how she's really quite typical of your liberal Democrat and so forth and so on. So we're going to have to contend with that. We're going to have to contend with her changing words, changing who she is, changing what she's been, and we're going to have to contend with so-called Republicans, so-called conservatives, who are really something other than that, who believe in sort of quasi-socialism when it comes to our economic activity, and who also challenge our institutions rather than seek to strengthen them. I'll be right back.
Mark Levin. News Talk 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news. No algorithm.
Just be aware of what you listen to, okay?
No echo chamber. We're going to continue to hold them accountable. This is the place to speak your mind.
It's idiotic.
Are you for real?
Just makes my blood boil.
And make sense of it all.
I have WMAL on all day, every day. The programming quality is just fantastic, I think, compared to most radio stations.
Cutting through the noise and making sense of your world together.
It's great to talk to you.
News Talk 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
Still slow all over the place, especially on the Beltway. You got traffic from Van Dorn Street over towards the Wilson Bridge. The inner loop is crowded from the Dulles Toll Road over towards the American Legion Bridge. Inbound across the 14th Street Bridge, you got delays as far back as the Pentagon. Those delays take you up onto the 3rd Street Tunnel. Southbound 3rd Street Tunnel crowded towards the Southeast-Southwest Freeway. Very slow going across the Roosevelt Bridge. Delays back onto Arlington Boulevard and Wilson Boulevard, so be patient through there. Now for GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Weather Channel forecast.
Tonight, becoming cloudy with lows in the mid-60s. Tomorrow, partly sunny with highs around 83.
Not planning today can cost you tomorrow. Stop worrying and start planning with Trajan Wealth. Contact Trajan today at 202-750-3300 or go to TrajanWealth.com. Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor. Paid advertisement.
McDonald's is putting value back on the menu. Whether you're craving a Big Mac, McNuggets, or sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddles, make it a meal and save. Your favorite is now your wallet's favorite, too. Extra value meals are back.
Right now, get a $5 sausage McMuffin with egg extra value meal, complete with hash browns and a small premium roast coffee. Price of participation may vary. Promotion pricing may be lower than meal pricing.
McDonald's is putting value back on the menu. Whether you're craving a Big Mac, McNuggets, or sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddles, make it a meal and save. Your favorite is now your wallet's favorite, too. Extra value meals are back.
Right now, get a $5 sausage McMuffin with egg extra value meal, complete with hash browns and a small premium roast coffee. Price of participation may vary. Promotion pricing may be lower than meal pricing.
If your child is sick over and over again, it could be PI, a defect in the immune system that affects millions. Early detection can give children a chance to dream. Jeffrey Modell Foundation. Visit us at info4pi.org or call 1-866-INFO4PI.
WMAL.
Israel, our vital ally in the Middle East, is under attack and facing unprecedented threats like never before. And right now, she needs our help. For decades, Pastor Hagee has been a tireless defender of Israel. Through Hagee Ministries, support is provided to one of Israel's leading medical centers in the north, helping care for people on the front line. The medical team shared this message, quote, "Thanks to friends like you, we've been able to treat hundreds of patients with advanced medical care and compassionate healing, even under the constant threat of rockets. Real lives are being saved every single day. Please go to jhm.org/LEVIN. Please go there now or call 855-694-9647. America, stand with our ally Israel. Pastor John Hagee and Hagee Ministries are doing God's work. Please call Hagee Ministries at 855-694-9647 or visit jhm.org/LEVIN. Please help make a difference now and for the next generation.
WMAL, making sense of the economy because it's your money and your retirement. Download the WMAL app to stream us for free.
You know, you don't have to overpay for big wireless. Now when Pure Talk comes in with the same exact service for a tiny fraction of the cost. And now for the first time ever, Pure Talk, my favorite wireless company, is offering any plan at just $15 a month for your first 3 months. That's incredible. There's never been a, excuse me, cholera. There's never been a better time to take Pure Talk for a test drive. It's fast, it's reliable, and you're going to love it. Again, any Pure Talk plan, including their unlimited data plans, even their top tier $65 a month plan, just $15 a month for 3 months. And that's a savings of $150. But you should switch today, seriously, because this offer is extremely short-lived. Maybe it's next week or the week after. I don't know. But it's not going to be available forever. Switch to Pure Talk and enjoy your first 3 months of talk, text, and data, just $15 a month. Just dial pound 250 and say Mark Levin, and you're off to the races. That's pound 250, say Mark Levin, and be connected to Pure Talk's friendly U.S. customer service team. Again, dial pound 250, say Mark Levin to start saving. You know, I've tried to mask this, and Mr. Producer's not even aware of this. A few weeks ago, one of my best friends who I grew up with, it was like a brother, Eric Christensen, passed away suddenly. And yesterday, a very close friend of mine, Antonio Benetti, proud Cuban, just a wonderful guy. He passed away. And you start to look around and think about these things. The memories you have with these individuals, all really wonderful people. And so I come to you tonight with a heavy heart. That old line about the show must go on. I'm pressing ahead. There's a lot I want to share with you, but I just wanted to mention the names of these two great patriots and great friends. And Eric, we grew up together from elementary school right up to now. And in Tony, we pretty much grew up together in our adult lives and careers as we joined the Reagan administration right out of the box. I was 23. I think he was like 21, maybe 24. I don't recall. I do recall when we first met. And he was a very, very proud Cuban American and just a decent, honorable guy who kept in touch. He had brought the first lawsuit against the Tylenol company when he took Tylenol and had a drink of wine a bit later in the night, and it pulverized his liver. And you know how people say don't take Tylenol and have wine at the same time, Mr. Producer? That was the case. He had a liver transplant, one of the first of its kind. But then he had other problems as he got older in the past couple of years involving his heart. And, typically one organ starts to turn on another. When you're trying to protect or help one organ, you could have side effects that are damaging to another organ and other things of that sort. And that's kind of what happened. And we spoke a day or two before he went in for this latest surgery. And he was very he took it in stride. And he knew it might be his last, which it was. It's very much like Eric, who had had multiple major operations. And one day he just told me, he said, this can't go on forever. And he said, I don't want it to go on forever. Don't send emails or anything. I'm not worthy of it. I'm just sharing this with you because I'm very blessed to have this opportunity, and I am well aware that many of you have gone through hell and have gone through these things. There's a lady at a diner that I go to often here in Florida, who's a little older than I am, and she got cancer. And for several months, she's received chemo and other treatments, which is poison that they put in your body. It's very, very difficult for people who go through this, as did my father and my mother. And she is a waitress and is vigorous, is kind, you know, and she, name is Troy, she and Mindy and Marta and the others, Nicole, they're just wonderful, wonderful people. They work very, very hard, doing jobs that a lot of people wouldn't do. And I'm happy to say that she's hanging in there and she's doing okay. But, you know, you see these things and you should feel very blessed. Very blessed. That's why when I listen to these people go on and on about how horrible our medical system is, how horrible our country is, it really just makes me sick to my stomach. I'll be right back.
News Talk 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the new.
McDonald's is putting value back on the menu. Whether you're craving a Big Mac, McNuggets, or sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddles, make it a meal and save. Your favorite is now your wallet's favorite, too. Extra value meals are back.
Right now, get a $5 sausage McMuffin with egg extra value meal, complete with hash browns and a small premium roast coffee. Price of participation may vary. Promotion pricing may be lower than meal pricing.
McDonald's is putting value back on the menu. Whether you're craving a Big Mac, McNuggets, or sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddles, make it a meal and save. Your favorite is now your wallet's favorite, too. Extra value meals are back.
Right now, get a $5 sausage McMuffin with egg extra value meal, complete with hash browns and a small premium roast coffee. Price of participation may vary. Promotion pricing may be lower than meal pricing.
Looking for great food, great views, and a great time? Come check out DJ's at the Park, a bar and restaurant located right inside Thompson Park Golf Course. And just to be clear, DJ's at the Park is open to everyone. Have to be a golfer to enjoy delicious food, refreshing drinks, and one of the best views in the park. It's the perfect stop for golfers, park goers, and families. With the pool, splash pad, and playground all right here, it makes it an easy choice for everyone. DJ's at the Park. It's the place to be with special events all season long.
The greatest shopping event of the summer is here. Macy's Black Friday and July sale is back, where you'll find 40 to 60% savings on all the hottest summer fashion and more. Don't wait. Get first dibs on everything you love about Black Friday shopping, from unbeatable sales across the store to curated styles for the season at lower than low prices. Head to Macy's now for a fun-filled holiday shopping adventure smack dab in the middle of summer. It's the can't miss sale of the month, Black Friday and July at Macy's. Savings off select prices. Exclusions apply.
WMAL-FM, Woodbridge, Washington, a Cumulus media station. Making sense of the news. News Talk 105.9. News now.
WMAL News at 7. I'm Heather Curtis. Montgomery County inks a deal that leaders hope will help get White's Ferry carrying passengers between Poolesville and Loudoun County again. Chuck Kuhn bought the ferry in 2021, about a year after it closed, due to a dispute between the previous owner and the owner of the land it docked on in Virginia.
We will sell the Maryland shoreline, and this will unlock tremendous opportunities for Maryland, Montgomery County to work together with VDOT and Loudoun County
to get landing rights in Virginia restored so the ferry can resume service. Montgomery County Executive Mark Elrich calls the $1.5 million purchase
a major milestone, a significant step toward getting White's Ferry up and running again.
Operated by the county as a public service. Offering that state election officials had nothing to do with the error, it was a complete apology from the printer in the Maryland mail-in ballot mess.
Because of a setting in our system, some voters received a ballot that didn't match their party. It was an honest mistake, but it was our mistake, and we own that.
So we're putting visual impressions. Tracy Stevenson speaking at a State Board of Elections meeting this week where she and another coworker took a half hour's worth of questions as an effort to clear the air and offer transparency.
Throughout all of this, every ballot stayed tracked. The integrity of the vote was never, ever at risk.
Improvements to company protocol have followed, and the ballot printers are ready for a general election in November.
We take this very seriously, and we're committed to earning back the confidence of Maryland's election officials, but most importantly, Maryland's voters.
Scott Lone, WMAL and WMAL.com.
Democrats select South Carolina for their first presidential nominating contest in the 2028 election.
The Democratic National Committee's Rules and Bylaws Committee co-chair, Minion Moore.
The majority vote count was to be 25, and it appears that South Carolina has 26.
There were 19 votes for Nevada and 4 for New Hampshire, which will go third, followed by Michigan, then New Mexico, then Virginia. The full DNC will vote on this later in the summer. New Hampshire still has a state law requiring they hold the first primary in the nation, but the Democratic Party stripped the state of its delegates in 2024 over this rule, as South Carolina went first after a push from then President Biden. Jessica Rosenthal, Fox News.
A new report shows positive news concerning homicides in D.C.
The homicide rate's the lowest we've seen since 1990. The nonpartisan group Council on Criminal Justice projects that crime, including homicides, will continue to decline and eventually level out. The monthly homicide rate this year is lower than what we saw nationally last year and down 41% since 2019. The report's author downplays claims that manipulated crime data is at play here, noting that DC's progress is similar to other places, and it leads all major cities in a drop in vehicle thefts, down 54%. John Matthews on WMAL and WMAL.com.
We're learning more about a crash in a Herndon neighborhood last night that killed a 9-year-old boy who was riding an e-scooter without a helmet. Fairfax County Police Captain Harold Morris says around 5:30, a minivan
made a left into mating court when the 9-year-old who was operating the electric scooter struck the rear of the minivan on the passenger side.
He was taken to the hospital and pronounced dead.
At this point, we have found that the adult female driver was operating that vehicle in a safe manner.
And at this point, no charges have been filed against her. Traffic and weather next.
500 orders a month was manageable. 5,000 is madness. Embrace intelligent order fulfillment with ShipStation, the only platform combining order management, warehouse workflows, inventory, returns, and analytics in one place. What used to take 5 separate tools, ShipStation does in one. Automate fulfillment and rate shopping to ship up to 15 times more with up to 90% savings. Go to ShipStation.com and use code AUDIO to try ShipStation free for 60 days.
McDonald's is putting value back on the menu. Whether you're craving a Big Mac, McNuggets, or sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddles, make it a meal and save. Your favorite is now your wallet's favorite, too. Extra value meals are back.
Right now, get a $5 sausage McMuffin with egg extra value meal, complete with hash browns and a small premium roast coffee. Price of participation may vary. Promotion pricing may be lower than meal pricing.
McDonald's is putting value back on the menu. Whether you're craving a Big Mac, McNuggets, or sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddles, make it a meal and save. Your favorite is now your wallet's favorite, too. Extra value meals are back.
Right now, get a $5 sausage McMuffin with egg extra value meal, complete with hash browns and a small premium roast coffee. Price of participation may vary. Promotion pricing may be lower than meal pricing.
WMAL traffic from the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center.
Tonight becoming cloudy, 65.
Plenty going on in town here this evening, so expect delays headed inbound, especially across the Roosevelt Bridge. Got delays back into Arlington. You're slow going on the southbound side of the GW Parkway as folks make their way down to 395. Slow across the 14th Street Bridge, delays back into Pentagon, and southbound 3rd Street Tunnel. You're slow all the way down towards the Southeast Southwest Freeway. In lieu of the Beltway, slow from the Dulles Toll Road up towards the American Legion Bridge. Outer is slow from Van Dorn Street to the Wilson Bridge. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Weather Channel forecast.
Nice weather mostly through the weekend, maybe a few pop storms on Sunday. Greater rain chances next week and maybe some stronger storms back in here by Tuesday. Rest of the day, we'll see a few clouds. After a high of 85, tonight's low with a cloudy sky, 68. Partly sunny on Saturday, 83 the high. Maybe isolated storm Sunday, otherwise sunshine, a high of 87. I'm meteorologist Mark Thibodeau from the Weather Channel on WMAL.
Right now, 78 degrees at Reagan National. I'm Heather Curtis on WMAL.
Now on 105.9 FM and streaming worldwide on the WMAL app. Mark Levin.
Under the brick and steel of a nondescript building, we've once again made contact with our leader, Mark Levin.
Hello, America. Mark Levin here. Our number, 877-381-3811. 877-381-3811. I don't know how I missed this the other day, but I did. Oh, actually, it was published at 7 a.m. this morning. As I look here in the Washington Post. Jesse Jackson's daughter, he may have had more than one, but I'm not certain of it. Ashley Jackson. She wrote a piece in the Washington Post, and I'm just going to read it to you word for word as she wrote it. She said, 2 years before he died, my father came to my synagogue. For many of my fellow congregants, it was the day they learned that my father was the Reverend Jesse Jackson, a stalwart of the civil rights movement, an African-American Baptist minister, and one of the architects of multiracial coalition politics. To me, he was simply Dad, a gentle father who reached back for my hand on every car ride and taught me to meet difference with curiosity. As the Saturday morning service proceeded, my father sat in the front row, holding my hand, dancing to prayers in a language he did not speak, eating the sun-kissed candies the congregation had tossed to celebrate a bar mitzvah. Besides him, I banged on my siddur like it was a tambourine, weaving into those ancient prayers the rhythm of the black church I was born into. On June 12, carrying my parents' blessings, I completed my conversion. She converted from Baptist to Judaism, a journey I had held close until now. I was raised to believe that faith must lead to action. In Judaism, I found an enduring expression of this belief. Ancient ritual and the rigors of textual study were accompanied by the calling to repair the world. The Hebrew liturgy felt familiar on my tongue before I understood its meaning. On my first Rosh Hashanah, the shofar's cry touched a depth of my soul I had not yet reached, and tears poured down my face. As my father looked on, I reflected on the identity I would claim as a black and Jewish woman, a twin inheritance filled with sorrow and wonder. Sorrow because for black Jews, racism and anti-Semitism can surface in even the most intimate and familiar spaces. But wonder too in the meeting of two diasporas, kosher soul food, black oral tradition finding its cousin in Jewish debate, twin memories of an exodus from slavery. So much of my life was determined before I was old enough to choose it. Who I was expected to become, what I would inherit, how the watching world would understand me. She continues to write, my parents understood the burden of those expectations and were careful to give me the freedom to become a seeker of knowledge and meaning in God. Though I was raised among people of many faiths, Judaism became personal to me almost by accident. In college, my studies kept leading me back to questions of faith and justice. And during the pandemic, a serious illness and the long isolation that followed gave those questions new urgency. I happened across an online conversation about Jewish life and became captivated. That encounter led me to read about the faith and eventually attend my first Shabbat service. I kept going back, In that community, I recognized myself, and over time, we became bound to one another. The connection between African Americans and Jewish Americans was forged in the struggle for civil rights, she writes. This shared history is now under attack. In some communities, speaking out against anti-Semitism is seen as siphoning attention from the fight against anti-Black racism. In others, confronting anti-Blackness is seen as a threat to Jewish identity and belonging. About 1% of American Jews identify as Black. Their experience, my experience, shows that the alienation between these two communities can be overcome. The ethical language of my childhood was shaped by Black prophetic tradition that responded to dehumanization with an unyielding insistence on the sanctity of life. Judaism supports this struggle for dignity, affirming that whoever destroys a single soul destroys an entire world, and that whoever saves one saves an entire world. Both traditions tell a liberation story that begins with a particular people but does not end there. At the end of my father's Shabbat visit, my rabbi, Sharon Brous, called his name to offer him a blessing. Before she could speak, the congregation was already on its feet. My father, one of the most recognizable Baptist ministers in America, wept as the congregation offered him a spontaneous ovation. It's a moment of mutual recognition. Speaking a year and a half later at my father's funeral, Brous said, "What a holy thing it is to be seen for who you really are." And that morning, my father and my Jewish community saw one another clearly. A few weeks after my conversion, I stood before my community and announced my Hebrew name, Miriam Yitzchak. The latter, a feminine echo of Jesse, carrying my father's memory into the covenant. I feel as though I've been entrusted with a sacred charge to do for others what my father and my rabbi had done for me. Amid widespread concerns about anti-Semitism and anti-Blackness, it is necessary to recall that our differences do not preclude unity. Well, there's a young lady who really loved and adored her father and her mother, and somebody who is of deep faith. It's a remarkable public letter, I think. A remarkable public letter. It's my understanding, while on the subject, that Charles Barkley's daughter converted to Judaism, Mr. Producer. That's interesting too. I'm not pushing conversion. I'm not pushing any of that. I don't proselytize. That's not my point. I just found it kind of interesting and chose to share it with you. I have family members who are Christian, who practice Christianity, and I love them dearly. They are my blood and flesh. I think these are two fabulous faiths. I really do. Two fabulous faiths. And whether some may disagree with me one way or another, the fact is that they're tied together whether people like it or not. Obviously, Jesus was Jewish. The apostles were Jewish. If you look at the Bible, and if you divide it into the New Testament and the Old Testament, I noticed something the other day about the Bible, Mr. Producer. I'd say somewhere between 2/3 and 3/4 of it is the Old Testament. The connection is obvious and overwhelming. And that's why I'm such a big fan of John Hagee and Hagee Ministries and so many of the wonderful evangelical preachers out there. Because they understand this and they preach this against a very, very dark world right now. A very dark world in which our faiths come under attack daily and relentlessly. I'll be right back.
Mark Levin. New Talk 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the new.
McDonald's is putting value back on the menu. Whether you're craving a Big Mac, McNuggets, or sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddles, make it a meal and save. Your favorite is now your wallet's favorite too.
sure my boy will probably stop here too. Looking for fucking money.
Well, I'm live now, George. I'm going to tell. I was at 4. I got 3 people watching me. I got to go because I'm going to have company. Or I have company right now. I'm talking to my computer, George. Smegma.
Hola.